Hi crew, welcome to another episode of the Captain Calamity adventures here at the Lollipop Lighthouse. The evening has settled in, it's cold outside, everyone's wrapped up warm and waiting for a story. And I've got the perfect one. Keep watching.
Captain Calamity, Captain Calamity, Captain Calamity. Fun for you and fun for you and fun for you and me. And me.
If you like any of the Captain Calamity stories, then look in the description section below and you can download them at your leisure. This story is called Around the Bend. Zach went to the loo, as most children do, and that got him wondering where it went to. What's round the bend and out of my sight? Thought Zach as he pondered the question that night. Just before bed, Zach finished his bath, then studied the water proceed on its path. It flowed down the plug hole, but where did it go? Zach was now desperate. He just had to know. He went to his daddy and asked him straight out, "Where does the water go out of the spout? When I flush the chain or pull out the plug, where is the water down to the last glug?" His daddy responded, "It goes down the drain. That's where it heads when you pull on the chain." Zach's mummy was shopping the very next day, and walking beside her, he just had to say, "I don't understand. What happens to you when I drain all the water from out of the loo?" "My dear little Zach," said his mummy with glee, "the water you flush goes out to the sea." An idea was forming in Zach's little head, and that night before he went to his bed, he drew up a plan of what he would do next time that he pulled on the chain in the loo. He'd go down the sewer, he'd check it all out, he'd flush himself down there and go walk about. Now, Zach wasn't big for his age. He was thin, so it didn't take much of a squeeze to fit in. And once round the U-bend and in the unknown, Zach was to realise he was not alone. He swam to an island of rubbish that day, heaped high with the things that we all flush away, with tissue and wet wipes and nappies galore, and other such things that we'll talk of no more. And as young Zach perched on this mountain of rot, he witnessed a creature swim past in a shot. It wriggled and jiggled around like a snake in a sludgy and rotten and foul-smelling lake. The creature was green, with eyes like a cat, and sat on his head was a large sewer rat. The creature had teeth as sharp as a razor, as it sliced through the waterways just like a laser. It stopped in its tracks and watched Zach a while. The creature, of course, was a big crocodile. The crocodile opened his mouth with a grin, which startled the rat, who nearly fell in. Zach had to laugh, as it's not every day you slide down a toilet to see what you may. Yet here was a crocodile deep underground. None would believe the adventure he'd found. He had slid down the U-bend and met with a rat. Now how many other children did that? The rat shuffled back on his crocodile's head. Then with a grin, the crocodile said, "If you're after adventure, then follow your nose. You steer me, rat," whilst little Zach rose. So Zach climbed on board and sat in the saddle and fashioned from rubbish a workable paddle. With Rat at the head, Zack rowing with might, the crocodile led them into the light. And just as Zack's mummy had told him with glee, the sewer eventually led to the sea. And there, in this blue and quite wondrous place, where all the sea water collides with the waste, where right out in front of you all you can see is watery wilderness, untamed and free. The crocodile wanted never to stop, with Sewer Rat leading and Zack sat up top. So then young Zack motioned by moving his head. "Let us keep going," the Sewer Rat said. As if right on cue, the sun marked up a line. They paddled towards it, with hope of a sign. They paddled alongside the mightiest whale, and followed the foam from a platypus trail. They paddled through puffins, all chatting that day, whilst Rat asked an octopus for the best way. If you're looking for answers, I'll give you a tip. Then Octopus led them right by a ship. The sign on the side of the ship simply read, "Zack, don't you think that it's time for your bed?" So with his new friends, Zack then turned Croc around and travelled the seas to the deep underground, where sewer pipes met with the salty sea air. And the dreams of a child had led them right there. So through metal pipes the three travelled on, telling tales to each other of all they had done. Through dark eerie tubes filled with water and bile, they'd talk and they'd joke and they'd laugh and they'd smile, whilst far up above, most each every one had not got a clue of what really goes on. Down deep in the depths of their own toilet bowl, right there in the yuckiest, foul-smelling hole, adventure had lurked for one small thoughtful boy, now tucked in his bed with his teddy bear toy, and dreaming away of a rat and the sea, and adventures as wild and as strange as could be. Well, folks, I really hope you enjoyed that story. Please comment below. Don't forget to check out in the description section how you can download your own Captain Calamity stories. And I'll see you all soon. Be safe, be smart, be smiley. Good night.
Hello! I just wanted to say Merry Christmas from Wayne Wonder and the Wonder Kids team to Captain Calamity and all of the crew. I can't wait to come back to the Lollipop Lighthouse. I've got so many new ideas that I want to share with you and show you. So Merry Christmas, guys. Have a really good Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year.